I know it's a
And
weird
we're
word.
live.
ACQ,
Yeah.
weird beginning. Um. Anyway, last time on Acquisitions Incorporated. Um, what did you guys do? You finished off the lighthouse, right? And got some magic items. Then you had the choice to either. Oh no, you went back to Neverwinter. Um, sold some stuff, bought some stuff. Then you had the choice to either go back to Phandalin or, uh, at the request of Omandron, go north again to Luskan to investigate the potential of a Dran Enterprises hideout. Even though both you and him are fairly confident that Dran Enterprises has nothing to do with the attacks, um, their behavior is still suspicious, and he wants you to check it out. So you got back on your pirate ship and headed north.
Privateers.
Privateers. At the end of last session, I said that they would drop you off in the city. I'm going to retcon that. They will most likely not drop you off in the city. As recent mutineers, their pirate captain was probably well known, and they don't want to show up in Luskan, a pirate city, without their captain. Also, um, there would be a dock fee that they really just don't want to pay. So they will be dropping you off just a little to the south of Luskin, where you guys can enter from the south gate. And I will take you to a map of Luskin now. Maybe. There we go. Did you guys make it there?
I see the void, the endless dark, the end of all things. I stare into the night, and the night stares back, but I see nothing.
It's still not showing up for you guys?
The void. The void.
Maybe. Oh, you know what? I should. Maybe it will help if I put tokens on for you.
In this moment in the void, do I even exist? Am I even really here? All is the void.
I don't want to have to put tokens on for you. What if I want you to just be able to see it? What if I just turn dynamic lighting off?
Hey!
Hey,
Can you
there it
guys see
is.
now?
And in that moment, reality flooded back.
So everybody can see the map.
Yep.
Yes.
Cool. And then here is a handout, so you can see sort of a artistic rendition.
Bingo.
At some point, you should make a handout of just like a hand reaching out of the water, and you can just be like, "Here's a handout," and then show that.
Handout. It's a hand that is out.
For everyone watching on stream, this guy is a Patreon person.
Mm.
Enjoy. Um, anyway, so you guys will be entering from the south gate down here. And just as a quick reminder of what Luskin is, because I kind of rushed through it last time.
Mm.
Um, Luskin is also called the City of Sails. It's located in the far north of the Sword Coast. Um, most people, commoners and such, would try to avoid Luskin, as it's kind of to say it's lawless isn't right. They have a governing body. A they have city watch and things like that, but they're run by pirates. Um, Specifically, 5 different ships. Uh, the first ship being ship Kurth, which is controls the city's docks. Ship Barum is the second ship and operates the fishing industry.
I get
Uh,
it. Bear, fish.
the third ship is Souljack, and it leads the piracy and raiding, and hands down the less desirable jobs to the fourth ship, Terrell. Taerl. I don't know how to pronounce that. And then finally, there's the fifth ship, Rethnor, which acts as the city guard, um, which isn't exactly profitable as they don't really enforce many laws, making it a rather dangerous city to visit for most people. And then there's also an order of mages known as the Arcane Brotherhood, um, which are trying to garner a little more power. Um, anyway, as you guys uh, walk in through the south gate, a sharp wind whistles. The shops and taverns lining the main thoroughfare of the city of Sales are battered and weathered as the grim customers entering them. At first glance, the city's reputation as a den for pirates and raiders appears to be well earned. Just ahead of you, a wagon is broken down in front of a tavern, and an elderly human driver calls out for help. The passerbys ignore her. As she calls out once more, a tavern door opens behind her, and 2 guards toss out a young male, a human in bright-colored clothing. He tumbles into the old woman, sending both of them sprawling to the ground. The door slams shut, then opens once more, and a mandolin comes flying out of the tavern as well, crashing at his feet. So, what would you guys like to do?
All right, hear me out. I think we should split up.
I just described a super dangerous city, and the first thing you do, let's go alone.
Let's all go off on our own.
All right. So I'm gonna pretend George is here as well.
Yep, absolutely.
So I think Aaron and Veer has to try to join the police force. I will go join the raiding ship party and see like what information we can find.
How long do you think we're staying here?
I don't know. How long does it take to get police training and join the?
I'm sure you can just walk on and they'll give you the
Right,
job.
yeah. I want to be a cop.
We did establish at the end of last episode that we got a list of contacts from both Omen and the privateers. Was there anything that seemed... Well, sorry. We're getting ahead of ourselves. So there's an old woman and what looks like maybe a bard have just been thrown out.
Are we just like carefully walking past them? We're just going to have our conversation and walk right by.
I think I would probably like wait half a second for people to just kind of like move on with their lives and then go over and basically just be like, simultaneously be like, hey, are you all okay? But also in the back of my mind, I'm like, Pirate City, don't get pickpocketed.
Yes, yeah. Watch out for pickpockets.
Okay. Yeah. Are, the woman would probably speak to you first, as the young man is sort of a little dazed from getting tossed out. Um, but the woman would interest. Gosh, I hate names I can't pronounce. She would introduce herself as
Mrs. Worcestershire.
Babhol, Dabble,
Dab, dab,
Dabahole,
I would say Debal.
the ball. Sure, I would have. The L and the H are weird.
yeah, that is kind of weird.
Anyway, um, she's as you walk over and ask if she is okay. She'll tell you no, that she's not. Her wagon is has broken essentially, and she'll tell you a story of woe that she works as a wagon driver out of Neverwinter, and all of her hired help fled or died during a bandit attack on her uh, run up to Luskin. She managed to escape and made it safely here alone, but her wagon just gave out, and you can definitely see that it's in shoddy shape. It's missing a wheel. There's like holes in it, all kinds of stuff. And she begs. She goes, "Please, can you help me fix it? I need it needs parts. It needs all kinds of stuff, but I'm I deal with what did I say the name was? What was the first ship? Ship Kurth. Uh, I deal with Ship Kurth. He's in charge of all the trading that goes on here. I've got to make it to him with all this stuff, or I might never do business in this town again."
Simultaneously, I'm insight checking that and kind of giving like a nod to Veerheis, like, "Hey, can you take a look at that?"
I was gonna say, yeah, I don't know if I can do like cast mending a few times or something.
You can,
Oop.
Colby, roll insight, and Veerheis, you can roll uh, survival, I guess. Investigation. Go investigation.
Best. Oh gosh.
I will assist in the investigation.
Okay. Roll it again, Veerheis.
I don't know anything about wagons. I mean, gosh.
As a
Need more
as a-
gas?
as a traveling merchant in your past, who needed to learn about wagons?
It's probably one of the many reasons I failed at being a merchant.
I tried.
So, Aaron, you get the sense that she is telling the truth. Veerheis, you think that this is a little too much damage for mending to totally take care of.
Kind of figured.
If you got if you went and got some spare parts, probably roll a d20. If you went and got about 5 gold's worth of spare parts, you could probably put them in the right locations and then cast mending to sort of meld them together.
Yeah.
But too much is just missing from this wagon for just the cantrip to fix alone.
Is it like fully loaded down?
Yeah, it's got a lot of stuff in it.
Can we ask her for 5 gold pieces?
You can. but she will tell you that she doesn't have any money because she hasn't made her sale yet.
Wow. That seems like a tough lock situation.
I can spot her 5 gold. Let's see if I can figure it out.
Rather than spotting her 5 gold, she will tell you where to go, where a general parts wagon store would be, and you can just bring the stuff back. She's got to stay with her wares and goods.
Right. Okay.
Can we get like 2% of her profit because we're saving her neck in this situation? Maybe even 5% profits because we're saving her neck and keeping her in business. Aaron, what do you think?
Maybe.
I mean, doing good and getting paid for it is literally like the primary tenet of Errant's deity. So, like, getting some kind of compensation would be totally fine.
I mean,
Listen.
we are like saving her business right now, so like,
Listen, I need the money. Like this is a do or die sort of situation for me here. I've got lots of debts. I've got however, I'll tell you, I don't necessarily have any weight to throw around, but I can introduce you to the ship's captain, Kurth.
Captain Kirk.
What I say his name was?
It's Ship Kurth.
Yeah, that's the captain's name as well.
Oh, okay.
Listen, I don't have any weight in his organization, but I can definitely make some introductions. Who knows? I mean, he's in charge of this whole city. Who knows what he could set you guys up with?
Right.
A good deed for a good deed. I will pay you back the 5 gold.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
I guess so. Let's go get those parts and let's fix that wagon.
And while you guys are having the conversation with her, the minstrel that was kicked out is finally coming to himself, getting up and dusting off the dirt from his clothes. Gonna try and interact with him at all, or let him wander on by.
I do have one more question for her. I would like to interact with him, but a quick question for her. What is she transporting?
It's all very legal. It's coming out of Neverwinter, so it's not that bad. Or not bad at all. Mostly, it doesn't say. So
okay, I was like, if it's not relevant, you can just say stuff, and that's fine.
Yeah, stuff.
Plastic hula dolls.
The way that you conveyed that it was legal made it sound like so much worse.
Well, I wanted it to sound so much worse because I mean you don't know, but it's
apparently we don't know.
I mean, it could be, drugs and murderers. I don't know.
Literally, it's just like very skinny people stuffed in barrels with knives in both hands, just buried up to their noses in drugs.
Yep.
They just pop out and murder people.
Or it could be, life-saving medicine.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Or both.
But yeah, it does not say.
Okay.
So,
if it doesn't say, I'm assuming it's not going to come back to bite us later.
You're right.
So, yeah, I'm transporting stuff.
All right. And I guess I look over. And you, sir, are you okay?
Oh, just another tavern that I've been kicked out of. Nothing bruised but my pride.
Kicked out of for.
Uh, well, you see, I'm a minstrel of sorts. Not necessarily a very good one though, and people don't tend to like that. And people in this town also have no sense of fashion. And you can look around and see that most people were in, drab colors, blacks, browns, grays. And this dude is in like very flashy colors, very, very loud patterns. And yeah, he sticks out like a sore thumb.
Is there anything else unusual about him?
Not from just his appearance.
Um, does his does his what was it, mandolin or something?
Yeah, a mandolin.
Does it seem like it could be mended?
All right.
Yeah, yeah, all the pieces are still there and everything. And it's not been that long. You could probably mend it.
Cast mending on it. All right. I can do that.
Um, his eyes go pretty wide. Uh, this is I don't know if I fully conveyed just how young this guy is. He's like he's teenager level young.
I was
No,
definitely thinking
Um,
like old, terrible minstrel.
no,
just young, terrible minstrel.
no, he's a young guy. He's probably like 15, 16 years old. He has not necessarily seen a lot of the world.
Mm.
Um,
It's probably playing too much emo music or something. That's why they're kicking him
yeah,
out.
and seeing this, you almost wonder how someone like this is even in Luskin. You can look around and you definitely see younger people, milling about the streets. It's not like there are no children here, but everybody looks rough. This guy seems extremely out of place in this city. Granted, you haven't seen a lot of it, but he'll thank you for fixing his mandolin, and he will try to play a little thank you song, and it sounds just awful. You're not even sure if he knows what chords are.
What's your name?
Um, and another very odd Noriel.
Hmm.
He's a human.
Noriel, this kind of feels like your first gig. Why have you chosen
Oh no, not,
Luskin?
not at all. I've had many gigs. I've never finished one, but this is far from my first.
That you see how that's worse, right?
Perhaps so. Um,
Have you thought about a city where like maybe they just boo instead of physically throwing you out the door?
well, yes, I'm not from here originally, but you see, I'm on a small quest of sorts. Um, I believe I never knew my father, but I'm given to understand that was once a pirate working on one of the five ships here, and I'm in search of him. Um, but thus far, I've had no luck in tracking him down, and I don't particularly have any skills that would be of use here in a city like this. So So I got a mandolin, and while I'm not great at it, I get a few coins every now and then. And the taverns I go in, it's nice to get out of the cold, even if it's just for an hour or two before they kick me out.
Have you thought about sea shanties? I would think sea shanties would go big here.
There you go. Yeah.
He kind of looks at you in puzzlement and a shanty. No, I'm a minstrel. I sing songs.
Oh boy.
Have you tried doing a better job?
I like to think that I get better and better with each performance.
You just keep trying.
Let me lay out some advice. If you're playing in Luskin and you don't know what a sea shanty is, you have not done your market research. Now, here's a trick. If you play songs nobody knows, you've got to be really, really good. Because you're the only thing they're going to hear. But if you find a song that everybody knows and that drunk people love singing, all you have to do is get them started, and they'll sing the whole song and love it.
That's brilliant. What songs do they like?
I would actually advise find another tavern where maybe a minstrel's performing. See which songs get a lot of crowd participation. Maybe even go down to. Are there safe parts of the docks here? I would assume so. Relatively safe.
Yeah, relatively safer than others, probably.
Go see what music people are making there.
That's really good advice, mister. I'll definitely try that.
Mentally, I'm just like, this kid's gonna get killed.
And is there anything specific you'd like to say to this guy? Anything more specific before going off to find the spare parts for the wagon?
Who do we have on our sort of contact list? Did we?
I don't think that there really would be a contact. I was on the fence about it before. But yeah, I don't know if there would be much of one. Obviously, Omendron would vaguely know who the ships are. But yeah, there's not a lot for that Omen or Ack Inc. would know about.
I mean, I'm even just thinking in terms of like here's a reputable tavern or a decent merchant or something.
Yeah, no. You could ask either this gentleman or the lady but Omen wouldn't really know much. He hasn't spent much time in Luskin.
Well, we asked the privateers too, though.
Oh, they would recommend what exactly would you have asked the privateers?
I mean, I think I would want to know, like, where should we stay? Are there better and worse people to buy things from? Who are movers and shakers in town, but specifically like gatekeeper type people? You know, so like we probably can't barge right in on the captains, but we might be able to like find like a lieutenant or a dock, you know, a
Okay,
sub dock master or something.
with as far as buying from people or where to stay, um, they wouldn't know. They wouldn't know a lot about where to stay because they mostly stay on their ship. Um, Mo, they would say that most places in the city are dangerous. Um, don't don't go to sleep without your coin purse under your pillow. Like that, there, no one's going. It seems unlikely that you would get randomly murdered in your sleep, unless you go to a really bad part of town, which would be obvious as you go. Um, but as far as people who buy or sell things, um, every, everyone running a shop in Luskin is a crook. They will try to milk you for all you're worth. Um, but they will mention a specific person that they refer to as just the broker. Um, it is a a shop run by uh, a little gnome woman that they refer to as a broker, and she deals with. She's not necessarily a criminal herself, but she knows people who know people, and can get you in touch with whoever you need to get in touch with.
All right. Well, I don't really know how else to help this kid at the moment.
Has he had any luck in finding his dad?
No, no luck at all.
Does he even know his dad's name?
No.
Does he know his mom's name?
Probably.
So he's really truly got nothing.
Yeah.
I am
Shooting in the dark here.
real sure that
All he has is that his dad used to be a pirate or is a pirate.
Maybe.
Oh, it's maybe a pirate.
This is what it says. He believes that his father was once a pirate.
Why does he believe that?
No idea. That's just what it says.
He's just come to that assumption that stories his mom told him, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
it really feels like this guy is both going to die and has no chance of finding his dad.
You're right.
Not saying that out loud, but
Yes, no, yeah. We would think that.
well, oh well.
Well, hope you find your dad.
All right. And as you guys go head off to find the wagon shop, Noriel just follows you.
Yeah,
walks-
okay.
He follows you. Walks behind you, and is just like you helped him out, and he hasn't really had anybody friendly to talk to in a while, and he's that annoying little kid that just keeps asking you questions that kind of just irritate you, but he's doing it in such like a friendly manner, and you can tell just how like this guy looks like he hasn't eaten in a while. Like
Lost and out of
he just
place.
needs somebody to talk to. He needs a father figure in his life, and he just keeps following you guys like you've been best friends forever.
It's okay. George is talking to him.
Yeah, right.
They're having really deep and meaningful conversations.
Yes.
George is like the brother he never had.
George is asking him to join.
Join
To have him
what?
all
No,
around
nope,
and
nope,
play
no.
music for us.
He
Nope.
could be a bard. I mean,
Nope.
he's partway there.
George is going to teach him to be a bard. That he could jump 10 feet after 4 successful deductions, and then take a 1d4 damage of penetration.
Yeah, so he is definitely like following you guys around, going like, so what brings you guys to town? You definitely seem way too nice to be here. Nobody else has ever helped me out.
We're looking into this Luskin mead we've heard so much about.
Oh no, you don't want any of that. It's just, and he'll like look around secretly, and he'll whisper to you, "It's just overpriced mead."
Thank you for
And
the
he like smiles real big as if he's like really helped you guys out. Like he knows that he just saved you guys a bunch of money.
saved us all this trouble.
Anyway, you make it to the wagon part, and you buy some wagon parts. And I'm assuming you go back to the woman who needs your help.
Yes. Yeah.
It'd be wild if we bought the wagon parts and then left.
It's wandered off.
Um,
Give him
So
to the
yeah.
minstrel and have him take.
you do that,
Yep.
and you go and you cast the mending cantrip. You guys can go on and deduct 5 gold from your one person can. I
See, I'm
guess.
trusting that Vierheis has that. I've been kind of keeping sort of party funds generally. We have 63 gold total.
I would say, yeah, no, I subtracted 5 gold from my.
Okay. And yeah, she thanks you and is like, "Well, I gotta get going. Do you guys want to come meet the ship captain, or you have other things you need to do right now?"
Yeah, we can go.
Sure.
Okay. And she will take you. You guys were down here at the south gate. Well, inside it in this general area ish. And she's going to lead you over here, more towards the center of the map. Um,
Are you pointing with something?
do you not see my thing doing in the circle?
No, I do not.
You might be on the GM layer.
Now?
Oh, yes, there I see it now. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. Yeah, you were in this general area, and now you're coming to this general area.
I'm guessing Noriel is still following us.
Oh yeah, he's following.
Well, maybe he can meet the captain, and then the captain will be his long lost dad.
Um, well, sorry, everything in the city or in this section is split up a lot because of all the different directions you could go.
Mm.
Um, Cool. Okay. Um, so yeah, you get here, and um, very similar to Ack Inc. There's not you don't just get to go in and see Omen drawn when you got to Ack Inc. Like there was a receptionist. This is the guy basically in charge of the city. He's the most powerful man in the city. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of bureaucracy you have to go through. So you get here, and uh, the, for lack of a better term, receptionist is there, and Dabhal, however you say your name.
Double.
Ball.
Didn't I put that? Oh yeah, Dabal, that Dabble, seems to know the receptionist, and they chat for a little bit, and the person waves them around back, saying you can go back there. The loading and shipping people, they'll take care of you. Then she looks at you guys and says, uh, Dabble was just telling me that you guys helped her out. That's great. She is one of our more reliable merchants here, and we definitely need her supplies. She said you were interested in meeting the captain. Had some sort of business you wanted to discuss with him.
Yeah. We need a cover story, guys.
We think he might be Noriel's long lost dad.
Nope, not going with that one. Surefire way to cut to all 5 of us getting thrown out of here. We're adventurers and sort of merchants on the side, and we've recently set up with some shipping interests, and we're interested in finding out more about the process of maybe importing some Luskin ice mead to faraway corners where it would be exotic and highly appreciated, like Phandalin.
She sort of chuckles and goes, "Yeah, that's a popular one around here."
I want to highlight that every word I said is true.
And she will be like, "That's a." Like I said, she sort of chuckles, like, no, like assuming you're in on the joke that this is just all normal mead. And Noriel sort of looks at you like and giving you an "I told you so" sort of look, like, yeah, we were all on the same page here. And she reaches behind her desk and takes out a pamphlet and goes, "Here you go. This should answer pretty much everything you need to know about docking fees, taxes, things like that." She also gives you in the pamphlet, it lists like a couple like different distributors you could go to get the mead. Just any general information you would have on this very common scam coming out of Luskin.
Is it presented like a pyramid scheme, like here's how to buy into the scam, or is it like straightforward?
A little of both. Yeah, it's like you it's not a pyramid scheme because people are making Like people, this is a real. You saw Lusky and Ice meet all the way out in Phandalin. Everybody's making money off of this, but there are like from every level up, like from you, uh, the higher the level goes, the more they're making, and the more they're scamming. Um, Everything is overpriced. You're the new guy on the block. You're gonna get taken advantage of. But as you become, friends with everybody, you do this more and more often, proving your worth. Maybe you can renegotiate later. Um, but yeah, everything in this pamphlet looks like you're going to be paying a lot in order to get this, in order to get started out doing this.
Is she just making conversation, or does it feel like she's going to cut us off from Kurth?
You haven't really. This isn't something that would really require Kurth. This is a really common thing that people come and ask. Sure, he's in charge of the docks and the city as a whole, but he doesn't need to be bothered with a common shipping thing like this. The pamphlet is more than adequate information for something for what you're asking.
What if we said we were looking into somebody selling counterfeit Luskin ice mead?
Honey, it's all counterfeit Luskin Ice Mead.
Oh,
Didn't you know this?
yes, right.
That's how we make the money.
What if they were selling it and not the profits weren't getting back to the right people?
Um, that'd be real hard to do. They have to buy the meat here first. So we're already making profit. What they sell it for afterwards, well, let's just say if they came back on a really nice ship, uh, Kurth would take what was his when they docked here.
Okay. This cover story feels like it's no longer profitable. I lean in. What if I said we're on the trail of a very unstable magical artifact which blew a hole in the docks in Waterdeep, and a component of which is probably here somewhere in your city, and a horrible, insane, drunken necromancer is chasing after it? Would that be a meeting with Kurth?
Make a persuasion check.
I'm not the person to do this. Can George say all that?
Well,
I'll
he
back
could
you up.
provide assistance. Yeah, somebody can provide.
I'll provide assistance. I am just that friendly of a guy.
Mm-hmm. It's very convincing. Oh, there we go.
That was
All
pretty
right.
good. She looks extremely taken aback. You went from one extreme to another from her perspective.
Sorry, we were trying to keep this off your desk, but it felt like you were going to give us the runaround. So,
Um, all right, with that, yeah, she looks very taken aback, very surprised. But after the initial shock, she kind of narrows her eyes and looks at you a little harder. She goes, "Who are you working with again?"
Are we not supposed to say who we're working with?
let's just say interested parties who have been successful in containing and removing these dangerous and unstable artifacts with minimal property damage.
I won't say that Luskin has a lot of these things just float, here every day, but we deal with our fair share of magic items.
This is not just a run of the mill magic item. This is an artifact that blew multiple blocks out of the dock district of Waterdeep. This is not a single building catching on fire. This is a section of the city getting wiped off the map, getting flung into another dimension, a horde of demons getting summoned out to destroy everything. This is a catastrophic item.
Well, that certainly sucks for Waterdeep, doesn't it?
Well, it sucks for you if the item is, say, like sitting somewhere on this island or in some valuable part of the city. Certainly seems like Kurth would rather know about this now rather than find out afterwards and then hear that he had a chance to hear about it beforehand but didn't get to.
And what makes you think that Kurth doesn't know about this?
All right. We don't live here. Let's pack it in, guys.
And yeah, she will um yeah, she'll let you leave, but make some perception checks.
I make these with advantage.
Oh my gosh.
Are you freaking kidding me?
Noble 6.
Oh, there we go.
All right.
I forgot I had that on.
That's all
Anyways.
right. 19's the first one. That's the one we take. You, as you guys turn to leave, you notice her scratching out a couple notes on a piece of paper, and she calls a couple runners, for lack of a better term, over and hands them some notes, and one. I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. Hands one runner multiple notes. Then, sort of makes her way away from her desk, opens the door, and disappears. She looks like she's in a bit of a hurry. And the runner heads out at a bit of a jog.
Do we get a sense of
Follow
what
the runner.
direction they're heading?
Not really, but you could try and follow him.
Well, I mean, looking at the map, there's...
Oh, he's running across the bridge this way.
Okay.
He's not going further. Yeah, he's definitely going this way. But once he crosses the bridge, you have no idea. He could be going all the way up here for all you know.
Well, something interesting is going to happen now.
Should we either flee or follow him? Which one?
I mean, I feel like if we, he's a messenger. He's supposed to be running through the streets. I feel like if we start chasing him at a full run, we are going to attract all kinds of bad attention.
And admittedly, Kurth probably knows how to find us if he wants to.
I was gonna say, I'm almost tempted to just the equivalent of like sit on a bench outside the door because I figure we're going to be hearing from someone pretty soon.
Right. So clearly, it's alarmed them, anyways.
Well, shall we go teach the?
Yeah, let's give the minstrel guitar lessons
Shall we give
outside
the
of
Mitchell some guitar lessons outside of the place?
Kurth's
Do
office.
any of you actually play an instrument?
Surely someone took one. I think I have all tool proficiencies.
I think one of my other characters had proficiency in an instrument. Because, yeah, no, mine's all.
I'm checking
Tools.
George right now. Nope, George doesn't.
Noble Six, what's your background?
A lot of combat.
Well, no, your background, like
Oh,
noble, outlander, sage, smuggler, soldier.
I'm just... We're in a clan of nobles,
He's an
and
outlander.
I think outlander gets an instrument.
He's got flute and horn.
there you go.
So you got something going for you.
You know how to play the flute and the horn.
There you go.
Neither of which are really stringed instruments, but you know, you could maybe give him
musical
some
knowledge. Yeah.
you could give him some information on, you know, rhythm,
What notes
whether or
work
not
together.
a note is flat or sharp, or maybe you could help him out with some lyrics, you know, how to harmonize, things like that.
I'll give him a. Yeah, we're gonna give him some lessons, and we'll make him the best. Can I roll see if he proves anything?
Yeah. I'm trying to think what kind of skill that would be. I
Survival.
don't know if it's survival necessarily.
Or surviving how bad he is.
Why don't you
Did DeBall pay us back? I mean, I'm glad that we helped her, but her favor in response was kind of worthless. She got us to the secretary, who would have been the exact same person that we would deal with if we had just walked up. I'm eating.
Oh, this is easy. Maybe not, since I rolled 19 last time. It's not going to be good.
I've been rolling terrible this whole time, so
Never mind. Roll the same. I'm
oh my
still
gosh,
good.
I did too.
19 is plenty. Noble 6, you are carrying this group tonight.
That was
Yeah.
a 4 and a 3.
Oh my gosh.
My last 4 rolls are 1, 3, 4, 4.
Both of mine were 15s.
So, Noble 6, when you enter, you do overhear the bartender referring to the half elf she's pouring drink for. You hear her refer to him as Rakim, which is the same person the bouncer said he probably wouldn't trust, or so you assume.
But can we trust the bouncer?
He seemed friendly,
Hmm.
but
Moriel
as
seemed like
as
him.
Muriel said, kind of dumb.
Yeah. Probably not one for deception, anyways.
You wouldn't know. You didn't try an insight check.
Oh well. Didn't even think about it.
I mean, I do have like a 16 passive insight or something.
Well, should we go
Okay.
sit with the lonely man in the cloak in the corner by himself?
There are 6 empty tables and the bar. If we go sit next to him, we will probably be starting a fight for no reason.
Absolutely, but be worth it.
Let's sit at our own table for a little bit and just see what the guy makes of us or something. Instead of
I
me.
guess
Okay.
so.
So you guys want to just sit and
Discuss.
and make idle conversation while watching everyone else?
Yeah.
No,
just
we're
to-
gonna drink first.
well, yeah. Obviously, we're getting.
And I feel
Okay.
like also we should feed Noriel so he doesn't die.
Yes. No. Yeah. I would say we'll get Noriel something.
But he can have the scraps. He'll love that.
What's sad is he probably would.
We could teach him how to befriend Plan B or whatever.
Plan C.
Plan C. Never mind. Yes, that.
Well, next thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna teach him how to play the horn.
Maybe he'll better at a horned instrument.
Okay, so you go to the bar, or do all of you go, or is just one person going?
I'd say the rest of us sit down and one person goes to the bar and gets the drinks and food.
Who's going?
I'll go.
Okay, Noble 6 is going.
All right, Noble 6. You go up to the bar. Are you waiting like on the end where they aren't, or are you gonna go up to where the bartender is talking to Rakim and sort of try to interject yourself?
No, I'm going like in the middle.
Like just close enough, maybe you can hear what they're talking about, but at the same time, make it look like you're just waiting.
Okay.
Pretty much. So I'm not too close, but I'm not like on the opposite end.
Okay. You go. Are you gonna make like do anything to get her attention?
Raise your hand or
Or are you just going to go over there and sort of wait?
Just kind of wait. They usually pay plenty of attention and come over.
Okay. The bartender keeps talking to who you now know as Rakeem, and she looks at you, kind of annoyed, keeps chatting for a second, and looks back and still sees you standing there. She sort of sighs. This goes on for a few minutes, almost as if you're just really putting her out.
I know this is a pirate city, but everyone has been so rude. There has been no rakish charm anywhere in this city.
this whole city gets a 1 Yelp review for me.
How can you say no one's been friendly? What's his face? Neriel here is your all's biggest fan.
Well, yeah, and he's not even from here though.
Well, I guess after a few minutes, I'll mutter underneath my breath, saying, "Well, no wonder this bar is pretty much empty," and walk back to the table.
Well, before you do that, she does eventually come over and ask what you'll have. But while you were with that 19 perception, you did overhear, now that you're closer, overhear a bit more of what they were discussing. You hear them kind of discussing that they're normally, you don't hear exactly who they're discussing, but you know that the bartender seems to be a little worried. She's the tavern isn't normally this empty, and she's asking Rakeem where everyone is. And you hear him say, you get some different phrases, but the idea is that whoever is normally filling up this tavern, they're turtled up. Is the key phrase here.
Turtled.
Yeah, they're in, whether that means they're in hiding, whether that means they're getting ready for something. You don't get enough.
Pretending to be turtles.
You just know that everyone's being.
They're being turtled.
Yeah. But after you hear these snippets of conversation, she does eventually make her way to you. So, what are you going to have?
3 regular meads, not the ice ones.
That'll get a smirk from her. And coming right up. Nothing for George or your newly acquired teen friend.
I guess 5.
Well, I mean, get him food.
And, yeah, food for the kid at least, you know.
Oh, and a simple thing of food. I don't.
Buffalo wings? I don't know what they have here. But whatever counts as food.
My
guess a
suspicion is
turkey leg.
fish.
Or fish. Yeah, this is probably true.
There's lots of fish here.
And 1 cod, please.
Fish and chips.
You got it. 5 drinks, some fish. Because I don't feel like looking stuff up, let's just call it a gold.
1 gold piece it is. I'll give 2.
All
Just
right.
because of the information I've gotten.
Do you say that out loud?
No. No.
I was thinking you should order the turtle.
I should have gave one. I would put my goal count at 69, and I'm kind of upset now.
Okay, so with that, yeah, you go back to your seat, and it's a short while later that she brings out very quickly brings out the drink. A short while after that, brings out the cod, and then she goes back to kind of talking with Rakeem.
Now, I relay back to the group that she is concerned that all the other people are turtled up.
Yes.
Make, and I'll roll for Colby since he's leaving for a moment, but make insight checks,
Burb.
survival or insight. Either of those would probably work for what we're doing here. Say
That's
Or
stealth.
stealth.
That's the wrong
Oh my gosh.
Insight.
one.
What is wrong with my dice are like out tonight?
Level
Don't worry.
6 once again, carrying this night, which makes sense though since you heard it. When she says everyone is turtling up, she's definitely talking about something specific, or she's definitely talking about a specific group of people.
Mhm.
Because you've been walking through the city for the better part of a day, and while dangerous and rude and kind of dirty, it doesn't give you the sense of a city that's nervous, or a city that is going into lockdown. Anyone who's turtling up, for lack of a better term, that would have to be a specific group of people.
It's not a very large group. It's not the entire city or anything.
Right.
Mhm.
What you can gather is that, at the very least, this group would normally be her patrons.
Hmm.
And you get the sense that she is genuinely concerned that without them, she will be struggling.
And a cat appears. It smelled the fish.
Um,
Do we just come out and ask them? Or what?
so what are you guys going to do now? Just sit at the table and try to overhear more, either from them or from the other patrons, or what?
Well, let's see what we over here from the other patrons. The group of 2.
Oh, right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you going to try and spy, or are you going to just go talk to them?
Well, now. Yeah, I don't know if we should talk to them.
I don't know if I really have
I'll
anything that
say-
lets me.
I will say that the 2 fishers,
Are we alive?
yeah,
We're still alive.
Nope, nobody died.
looking around, you don't need perception rolls for this, but the 2 fishers drinking at a table, they they're not exactly being quiet, and they are definitely drunk, and generally they are just complaining about their inability to find better employment. Um,
Can you give me the
I
quick TLDR catch up?
Oh yeah, Noble Sinks went over to the bar to order drinks and food, and overheard the bartender lady talking to Rakim about somebody turtling up.
you got the sense that it was not the entire city, because you've been about the city and it doesn't seem like the city is in lockdown mode. You do get the sense that whoever is not around were her patrons, made up most of her business, and they haven't been around for a while, at least a week or two.
Where is her tavern? Is it like right over here or something?
No, it's actually supposed to be up here.
Oh, okay.
When you guys were teaching what's his face how to play instruments, you were walking along the city.
Okay, we were walking along.
Yep. So you guys are up in this area now.
Okay.
All right.
So
Well, I'll
pretty
be
big
right back.
people. Okay. Now Harry's gonna burp.
All right. So, do we have any idea? Can we infer from anything that's been said what her patrons normally do?
Not from anything that's been said, or that you've overheard. You could.
What are the other guys talking about?
The other guys are the two fishermen. They're, like I said, both rather drunk, and here you go. This is exactly what it says.
Okay.
Um, you could, like I said, you could go talk to the bartender and Rakim and try to get information out of them. You could try and talk to these two fishermen to see what, they spend time on the docks. Who knows what they might know or have overheard. Or you can try and go talk to the cloaked figure sitting alone.
Oh, let me think. I mean, the fishermen are probably the better place to start.
You could probably even buy them around or something, and they'd warm up to you pretty quick.
Yeah, I think that's just to buy around and just be like, so come down and say, what's got you all so down in the dumps?
And they'll thank you for the drinks, but basically just keep saying like, yeah, we're on these tiny little boat. We're fishermen. We're on these little boats, and I know that Barum has uh, better better boats we could be on. Better, they get the better spots, the better equipment. Um, we don't know what we've done to tick him off, but we deserve better than that.
Is that something that just changed recently?
No, it doesn't say, but probably not.
Sorry, brain fart. Do you guys know why it's so dead in here?
They kind of kind of look at each other a little bit, and they just go, no clue, buddy.
Insight check. I can't use the macros without a token.
Oh, sorry.
Oh.
It's all right. 12.
So
That is another 4, by the way.
Seems
they,
close enough to me.
Like our dice are broken.
1,
They're-
3, 4, 4, 4.
they're lying, but you don't know how much of a lie.
Or why they would lie about it.
Well, you can intimidate them to see how much of a lie it is.
I just feel like no one is telling us anything.
Well, you're not asking anything specific. You're here to find Dran Enterprises, and you've not once mentioned them.
Because I kind of feel like if we,
The moment we start being obvious, yeah.
the minute we say Dran Enterprises, I feel like 2 bugbears in ninja hoods attack us in an alley. I feel like that's the map you needed to make. Bugbear ambush in alley.
Yeah, we have a.
Certainly a possibility, but at the same time,
Oh, what?
it's hard to find anybody if you never ask about anybody.
This is true.
You see now, we have a hard time because we were in a different campaign, and it really got us messed up.
Well,
I mean, I'm not saying that asking openly about them is necessarily a good idea.
well, what I'm looking for is like,
does make it a little hard.
I'm looking for anything unusual happening in town, or like
Right.
someone has suddenly hired a bunch of people, or all we've
Okay,
gotten
Noble
is a
Six.
rundown on the
Right.
very unprofitable for us ice mead trade.
Okay, Noble Six, buy the hooded figure a drink and try to talk to him.
I'm good. I'd rather not. Wait, is the guy in the hood like a dwarf?
No,
Okay.
he
All right, we're
is.
good then. I'll go and drink.
Actually, before you guys do that, roll a d6.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. You have not been in here very long, so perfect. Yeah, you can go buy the hooded figure a drink if you'd like. He will. Are you gonna go sit next to him, or are you just ordering it and then like walking away? Like
Should I sit next to him, or should I?
being like, there you go, buddy.
Like carry it over to him or something. See what his reaction is.
Yeah, are you gonna like introduce yourself to him, or how are you interacting with this person?
I got several options going in my head. All right, guys. So, option A, I walk over there, hand the drink, and then say, "You look lonely. Here you go," and then walk away. Option B, I walk over there, I give him his drink, I run my hands through my hair, and say, "You look lonely tonight, baby."
Roll to seduce the Strider.
Option 4, or option
3.
C,
Wait,
actually.
C.
I go to the bartender and I pretty much say, give him like the worst shot possible, and then say it's from I guess the fishermen because they're drunk, and then see how he handles it. If he's really aggressive, then we don't go over there.
Give him the girliest drink from the bar.
This all
Yeah.
seems worse than just like
Just talking to him.
yes.
Option D, I go over there, I give him the drink, and then I say hi.
Yeah,
You look like you could use a drink or something.
I would
yeah.
take that fourth option as the starting point.
I thought option
Let's
B
start
was
there.
pretty good.
You sit down next to him and run your hand up his thigh and try to seduce him.
I guess we're going with option D, guys.
Okay,
So.
we'll be normal. We'll be normal first.
Okay. You walk over with a drink. And you go up to him and say hi. Roll. Roll a perception check.
Oh, simple. I've been killing these all night. That's close enough.
That's fine. So you say hello and offer him a drink, and he'll kind of mumble at you, not a drunken mumble, just a mumble of someone distracted, someone that his mind is elsewhere. But you see him sort of do this weird, not a twitch necessarily, but like it's like he has a reflex and then thinks better of it, and then reaches up and clumsily takes the drink from you, and mumbles a thank you without really doing much of anything else.
Do I pick up that he's like a caster of some sort, like a wizard or something?
No, you do not get that vibe from him at all.
A monk? Fighter?
A knife throw.
No,
Dinosaur.
you can't just tell a person's class. He doesn't. If you were guessing a class, it wouldn't be a magical kind.
A ranger.
And it also wouldn't be. It also probably wouldn't be a monk, as he doesn't have that general aesthetic of someone raised in a monastery. But beyond that, he could be a rogue. He could be a fighter. Probably not a paladin. Not in a city like Luskin. He could be a barbarian. If he's like Noble 6 and comes from a noble background. No, Noble 6 not a noble background. George was the noble background. My bad.
Yes.
Yeah, he could be any
Right.
vaguely melee class.
Good enough for me. All right. So
And
look
then
at him
in the
like,
City of Pirates, he's probably a rogue.
Yeah.
anyways, look at him like, so what you deep in thought about? Need
Oh.
need some help? I don't know how to word this.
He when you ask him if he needs any help, he kind of shakes out of it, and he looks you up and down. He goes, probably not any help that you could provide.
Oh, really?
We have
And
skills.
what's that?
I said we have skills of a sort.
Well, you're not there.
All
This
right.
is Noble 6.
Well, that's rude to say. I could do a whole bunch of things.
Well,
I
I'm
really
just
want
saying- I'm
to
just saying,
roll to play the
he has
horn.
skills. He's not really looking at Aaron he's not looking at Vierheis or Arendt.
Right.
But even so, I'm not sure by the looks of you he would have
He'd be convinced.
Yeah. But what were you going to say, Noble Six?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess he's kind of. I guess he just says, "All right."
Okay. With that, then, he'll go back to his drink and you walk away.
Yeah, pretty much. Because I don't know what else to say.
We're striking out everywhere.
Not gonna ask him or press him anymore on that at all. Just gonna take it for what it is. Or try to convince him otherwise.
You could ask him if he knows why the tavern's so empty.
So,
No, he has no clue.
Oh,
Um,
so he's not a regular there.
no. So, if you go back,
yeah, I go back to our table.
without any other attempts to really dig into Dran Enterprises, the night seems as if it will pass relatively uneventfully.
Is there really nothing happening in the whole town?
Nope, nothing unusual.
Okay, we just
However,
stand up on the table and just say Dran Enterprises real loudly and see what any.
no. However, just as you guys are thinking of asking the bartender if there are any rooms available, the hooded figure that you just casually tried to get to know falls out of his chair, passing out on the ground.
Oh, did we give him the bad mead?
No, didn't give him a bad food or anything.
Who has medicine knowledge or whatever? Do any of us do?
Does he seem like he is passed out drunk or passed out poisoned?
Based on the amount of alcohol that it's not exactly a busy place. So you've been kind of able to tell how much everyone's been drinking. And based on how much he's been drinking, this should not be a blackout from getting drunk kind of drink.
Well, I'm going to check him for signs of poisoning.
Okay.
Finally. That's
Finally.
still only a 14.
You find no signs of poisoning. However, as you roll him over to check him out, you notice that his entire right hand and right arm, well, as far as you can tell, going up his, you don't strip him naked or anything, but as far as you can tell, his entire right hand is completely black. And you realize that you never saw him use it all night. In fact, that strange twitch that he did when Noble Six offered him the drink might have been him going to reach for it with his dominant hand and then thinking better of it and using his left.
So I guess I just kind of say, hey, so this dude doesn't seem all right. Does anybody particularly care? Or
Does anybody know who he is?
Well, first of all, no one cares.
This is Luskin, I guess.
The bartender, though, she'll go. I'm pretty sure his name was Velos. And she'll say, "Listen, I don't know the guy. I'm pretty sure his name was Velos. I think he introduced himself as that when he came in tonight. I can't have anybody dying here though. Um, I, I've seen stuff like that around. He's gonna have to lose that hand, um, or arm, depending. Uh,
Wait,
you,
what is it?
I don't know what it is, but I've seen people. These are. I live in a pirate city. There are people with peg legs and hook hands all over the place. Before they show up with uh, prosthetics like that, their hands get black and I won't say they fall off, but somebody's got to do something about that.
With a 24, does it? Can I identify? Is it poison or magic?
Neither. This is that a
Frostbite?
medicine check? Yeah. This is a straight up infection.
Oh, like
Uh,
frostbite or something?
uh, with a 24, you definitely see that his hand has been injured. Um, like there's a giant slash on his hand going up his arm, and
Uh,
it looks very infected. Like it's been untreated for a few
oh
weeks.
snap! George can just lay on hands and cure disease. Fully
Um,
cure disease.
it's a little past that. With a medicine check like that, you know he would need at least a lesser restoration spell.
Would the lay on hands help at all? Like slow it down or anything?
Yeah, it could probably buy him some time. Maybe get him unpassed out.
Well, guys, leave him passed out. Just hold his arm straight, and I'll swing my axe. And let's do the amputation like out in the street somewhere.
Let's if we can wake him up, let's find out what he wants to do and
Back
anyone who
alley
might care enough
surgery.
to help him before we do that. I don't mind blowing a cure wounds to fix it up, but let's find out what's happening.
Would you rather have George do lay on hands?
Yeah, I can't cure disease with what I have prepared.
Okay. So he'll
Lesser
do.
Restoration is a level 3 spell. Or
Yeah, he
higher?
doesn't. Nobody has that, do they?
Or is that second? Hold on. Maybe that's second level. I've just not had any cause to prepare it. Oh, it's second level, but I don't have it prepared. I mean, it has the exact same wording as Lay on Hands.
I mean, all I can tell you is that it specifically says it needs lesser restoration to cure.
Okay, if we get him
So,
stabilized, I can do it tomorrow. So if we can keep him alive through the night, I can fix it.
um,
Should we check his pockets first if we're going to do that?
Okay, so injury was from recent raid, went untreated, can't afford treatment. Was there anything else? If we can keep him alive through the night, I can fix him tomorrow. Oh, well, you said a lesser restoration would do it. Sure. Helping people has not been very helpful in this city. So what if we heal him now, and he can repay us a reasonable service fee at a reasonable rate over the future?
the mandolin, but you were really able to show him how like to strengthen his fingers and really press those chords hard, even if
Right.
they were not real chords.
I showed him how to
Smooth up.
play a better rhythm than he was
Mm.
playing.
Yeah,
Next, we're going to teach him how to play the horn.
All right.
One thing I would be doing through all this is closely observing whatever this disease is,
okay.
trying to get a feel for exactly what's going on.
It's just as I said, it's straight up just a really bad untreated infection.
But this is happening commonly enough that
So it's more like what kind of things are they doing
This
that are
isn't-
getting injured?
This
Well,
is not something you need to look into. It is them playing off the stereotype of pirates having peg legs or
it's
hook
just
fingers.
pirates doing dangerous
That's it.
things.
that just
Or
means that
scurvy.
we got 0 leads
Right.
this
Yeah. Again.
entire night.
Well, I don't know. Maybe this guy can help us once we heal him. Maybe. Or not. But you know.
Yeah. Like I
We'll
said,
have done at least 3 good things so far in this
most
city. I mean,
people are not going to just start talking about Dran Enterprises without being asked about Dran Enterprises.
I don't even care about Dran Enterprises. I would
And
just like
also-
to know like what's happening in the city.
The one like when I sent a messenger out that you could follow, you're just like, nah, let's not do that. And there's nothing really happening in the city. There's not anything unusual happening. You weren't here to investigate the city. You're here to investigate Dran Enterprises.
well, my goodness.
Oh, we will. And we'll eradicate them.
We're getting there. We're just getting a slow start.
It's gonna. I think being here is going. I think you'll get plenty at the Peg and Hook.
Okay, then. As long as
Oh,
nobody
yeah.
gets picked.
You know, guys, you should have waited until you heard option D or option E from the greeting this guy.
Yes. No, if only
I
Hayden
would have
was here
seen
to
this
help.
talking by people.
Start playing the jazz flute like in a Anchorman or whatever.
Oh no, it's even better. It's a song by people. We have a song now.
All right. So anyway, with that, guys, I'm gonna get off here for the night, and
Joke.
we will skip next week because it's Thanksgiving.
All right.
But the week after that, pick back up here. Sound good?
Yep.
Sounds good.
All right.
All right. Talk to you guys later.
Peace.
See ya.